Hey guys, as you can see from the thumbnail and the title, I got in another bipod to take a look at. This one's coming from MidTen. It's fairly budget friendly and has several really nice features to it. But I figure we'll do a real quick unboxing. We'll go over all the specifications and details of it, get it mounted to something, show you guys how to use it, and then give some thoughts on it. So the box is just a plain brown box. This is coming from Amazon, so that's the sticker there. And then we have the bipod inside. Looks like a tool, like an Allen key. Manual. Show you guys that. That's kind of giving away a big feature of it already. This is available in this tan color or black. Alright, let's get this bipod out of the bag and see what it's all about. Give you guys some close-ups before we get into all the details of it. I can tell you that the legs here are some type of polymer, but what it slides on is an aluminum, and I believe the actual quick release is aluminum as well. Some rubber feet. All of the hardware is some type of steel. See, that's magnetic there, and even like the latching mechanism is also magnetic, but again the legs there are not, and this up here is not. In its shortest position it is 7.8 inches, and in the tallest it's 10.6 with a few notches in between, and I'll show you that here in a bit. And a weight on it, looks like it's 12.1 ounces. So besides the quick release that I mentioned earlier, another feature is that you can deploy the legs forward or rearward. And it also does have a swivel and tilt feature. So you loosen this and then you'll be able to rotate this, and I'll show you once it's on. And then you can also tilt it. And to extend these legs, it's these buttons right here. Again, I think it went from 7.8 to 10.6. You can see all the different locking notches there. Just make sure it locks in each one. Pretty solid lockup. Let's check the other side. This side has a ton of grease on it. The other side I didn't see any. Let's make sure this side locks up. Solid lockup. So before we get into mounting this, I did want to show you guys this little locking lever. I have a few other quick release type adapters, and typically when it's in this position is when it's locked, and you can see here it's clearly loose in this position, and when you bring it back this way is when it locks it. So I looked at their Amazon listing and it shows it in that position like that, locked. But then when I look at the manual, it shows it in that same position as being the unlocked position, and then bringing it back around here to lock it in place. I may try to pull this out and flip this around and see what that looks like. So there actually is not a way to flip that around. You can see that it's flat on this side and then the curve is here. So no matter how you flip this and orient this in, where this curve is always going to be the part that's pushing to lock it in place. So when it's this way, it's always going to be loose no matter how you do it, and then it locks it going this way. And I honestly don't think it makes, that big of a difference either way. It's just something that I noticed that my other ones you pull on this to release it. And again, if you look here, it shows in that position that it should be in the unlocked position. So mounting this really couldn't be simpler. Just get a rifle that has a picatinny or weaver style rail. We're going to press this on, and then we're just going to push this over and lock it in place. Just showing you the barrel right here for now. You typically do want to have your bipod as far forward as you can. But I want to have all of this on the rail here. I don't want to be out here in this spot, because then there's going to be room for play. So I do probably want to come the third one in here. Lock that in. If you have a rifle that has an M-lock rail, all you need is one of these little sections right here that would basically go into like the bottom of your M-lock, and then you'd be able to mount that bipod to that. I'm going to get the rest of this rifle put together here, and just so YouTube knows, adding this bipod does not alter or change this rifle. It doesn't make it do anything different than what it was originally manufactured to do. I'll be able to show you guys this a little bit better once I get out to the range with it. But as it is right now, it's in kind of the fixed position. There still is just the slightest bit of kind of side to side movement right through in here. But again, if I want to turn this, so now I have it loose and I can rotate this basically in any direction that I want. I'm pretty sure it'll spin a full 360. And then also I can tilt, I don't know the exact degrees here. It's probably like 22.5 and then 45. And then you can also lock those in. So like if I want to be in this position and I know I'm going to be shooting there, I can lock that in to where it's angled over. Alright guys, out at the range this morning with that MidTen bipod. Just going to kind of check things out. Probably only put, I don't know, maybe 50 rounds through this one. Just want to see basically how secure it is. Make sure it doesn't like walk loose on the rail. Make sure it doesn't collapse whenever I put the legs up, stuff like that. Alright guys, so I've had a chance to get out and use this bipod and just want to share some of my thoughts with you on it. So overall, I liked it and it performed well at the range. It seems like it's well made and sturdy. The rubber feet stayed in place on the bench that I was shooting at. No problems at all with that. I tried it out in multiple different heights and configurations, and it stayed in place. No problems with that. The legs didn't collapse or anything weird like that. I can see this being useful if you have multiple targets set up at the range and you still want to have a sturdy platform, but to be able to like pan and tilt like that is nice. And maybe also like if you're in a hunting blind and you have a window or a ledge or something and you want to be able to, again, pan the area. I do like the quick detach system. You can do that one-handed, so you don't have to leave it on. It literally takes a second or so to get this thing mounted up. And I'm not sure if I even showed it earlier in the video or not, but these do lock up really well in all the different positions here. it's not just fully down. It'll lock in each of the other ones as well, and you can go back the other direction if you want to run it this way as well. I tend to keep mine going like this. That way I still would have room for my hand here. Another useful thing is if you are shooting on like unlevel or uneven terrain, you can set these legs at different heights to try to level things out. Another thing I notice is because this is a little bit taller, this starts off at almost 8 inches. I didn't have to bend over nearly as far. These sights are really low on this 1022, but I didn't have to bend over nearly as far to get my sight picture. The one negative that I'll say, MidTen usually has pretty decent quality control, but I'm almost certain that this is backwards. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that this lever, like I mentioned earlier, the curve should be coming to where I can loosen it. It doesn't affect the locking or anything, but to me, it's a quality control issue then. And the other thing I'll caution you on, this isn't a negative, just something to let you be aware of, is if you loosen this up, do not leave your rifle unattended, because this thing can definitely move and the whole thing would fall over. The potential's there. So if you have it in the unlocked position, make sure you stay with your rifle. So these are available on Amazon. They have black or this flat dark earth color. At the time of me making this video, these are coming in around $60. There aren't too many companies that are making this swivel style bipod, but just for comparison, the Magpul that looks similar but does not swivel is like $105, $110. So $60 is a pretty decent deal. But I'll leave that Amazon link in the video description if you want to find out more information or read reviews or pick one up. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.